Canada PM. Military response not in cards for COVID protests. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says a military response to the ongoing Ottawa protest against COVID-19 measures is not in the cards right now. Ottawa, Ontario, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Thursday a military response to the ongoing Ottawa protest against COVID-19 measures is not in the cards right now. Ottawa Police Chief Peter Sloly said this week that all options are on the table, including calling in the military, to end the ongoing demonstration that was being called an occupation by some on the city council. Thousands of protesters railing against vaccine mandates and other COVID-19 restrictions descended on the capital last weekend, deliberately blocking traffic around Parliament Hill. Police estimate about 250 remain. Trudeau said one must be very, very cautious about deploying troops on Canadian soil, adding there has been no such request to the federal government. He said any formal requests for assistance from the City of Ottawa or Ontario will be considered. Organizers, including one who has espoused white supremacist views, had raised millions for the cross-country Freedom Truck Convoy against vaccine mandates and other restrictions. It has attracted support from former U.S. President Donald Trump. Ottawa's mayor, meanwhile, is calling on several opposition Conservative lawmakers to apologize for praising the protesters and posing with them. A photo posted by one of the lawmakers shows them some giving the thumbs up, in front of one of the protest trucks, which have been barricading roads and honking horns in the city almost non-stop since Saturday. Mayor Jim Watson responded on Twitter by calling the action an absolute disgrace, saying residents have been harassed by protesters and businesses have been forced to close. We have no intent to stay one day longer than necessary. Our departure will be based on the Prime Minister doing what is right, sending all mandates in. Restrictions on our freedoms, Tamara Lich, one of the protest organizers, said in a statement. Our movement is growing in Canada and across the world. Because common people are tired of the mandates and restrictions in their lives that now seem to be doing more harm than good. Lich declined to take questions. The protesters are also calling for the removal of Trudeau's government, though it is responsible for few of the measures, most of which were put in place by provincial governments. A protest is planned in the provincial capital of Toronto on Saturday. When it comes to the ongoing protest, I and all of our government clearly condemn the desecration of national monuments and display of hateful symbols. Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland. Some urinated and parked on the National War Memorial. One danced on the tomb of the unknown soldier. A number carried signs and flags with swastikas. Many Canadians were outraged. Police in Alberta, meanwhile, said a second blockade on a highway leading to the main United States border crossing in Alberta has choked off traffic. Protesters stopped traffic from going southbound on Highway 4, Royal Canadian Mounted Police Corporal Curtis Peters said. Protesters agreed Wednesday to open a lane on each side of the highway at the crossing in Coutts, Alberta, where there has been a blockade since Saturday. But since then, there has been no stream of vehicles crossing the border. The new blockade is about 18 kilometers, 12 miles, north of Coutts and, although numbers have decreased since Wednesday night, there was still a large presence Thursday morning with semi-trailers, heavy equipment and trucks blocking access.